This episode is brought to you by therapy. I've never been one to play around with mental health, and I'm a firm believer in seeking help. But I will make an argument for what seeking help really is. Sometimes I like to equivalent mental issues to a leaky faucet. If your homegirl texts you and says her sink won't turn off, and you text her back a plumber's number, you're probably a fucking dickhead. She didn't text you so you can refer her to someone else to help. She was asking you for help. The only difference between you and a counselor is that they have studied behavioral health and you didn't. No therapist has gone to school for only anxiety and nothing else. They have a broad range of a multitude of mental issues. So that being said, studying just one category should only take a fraction of the time. So if someone you know brings a mental issue to you, just give them the whole truth and say, I don't really care enough to take time to look into your issue so that I may be of assistance. So you should probably find someone who does. Because if you Google how to help someone with depression, a lot of links will give you plenty of steps and practices to help that person. Don't waste your friend's time. Just tell them you're a shitty person who doesn't have time for them. Now let's start the episode.
Our sins and woes. Our sins and woes. Our sins and woes.
Welcome to episode 31 of the Our Sins and Woes podcast where a bunch of dumbass millennials talk about the dumbass perspectives, the dumbass mistakes, the dumbass complaints, and the dumbass opinions. Shout out 795 Production.
Damn it, man.
Oh, and I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. Man, I was just talking about how good I got at this hosting shit. Fuck.
Yeah. Bitch on your ass? Yeah.
Fuck you. Anyways, dumbass millennials, dumbass perspectives, dumbass opinions, dumbass mistakes, and dumbass complaints. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. Shout out 795 Production.
We in here, gang.
Gang every episode, every fucking time. Shout out to the new Pandora audience listeners.
Yes,
because
sir.
we are now on Pandora Music. You can find Our Sins and Woes on Pandora. Also, iHeartRadio still telling me to hold their dick. They're the only people that will not accept my podcast. Or they're just bullshitting. Because I do have beef with the Breakfast Club.
Ugh.
I've mentioned that, right? About how they hung up on me.
Is it really beef, or
Right.
is it just you just being upset that they hung up on you?
It's beef.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Smoke.
not shout out Breakfast Club.
Not shout out.
Shout out mac and cheese.
Nigga! Why?
Where did that?
Cause I don't fuck with her no more.
Oh my god!
I don't fuck with her no more.
Oh
So
shit. Okay.
that's a new shout out that's gonna get added to the Our Sins and Woes podcast, along with Brittany Renner, my exes, and my non-existent biological father. We out in this motherfucker.
Oh my god.
So, shout out Zazzle, providing our merch.
Yes,
Make sure you
sir.
get on yccentertainment.com/Our Sins and Woes to check out the merch.
Get that shit.
Get that shit. Wait. I'm gonna let you have that. As far as shout outs, that's all I got.
Oh.
Now, let me introduce a very special returning guest. The person that's been here since the first episode, other than 795. J Pat, welcome back. I mean, you've been back.
Yeah.
Did you come back for like 10 and 13?
And yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just those two. After the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So 3
Yeah.
total. 4, going on 4, baby.
This is
Feels
your fourth.
good.
This is your fourth. My
Feels
most
good.
recurring guest.
Feels good to be back.
Well, we're on episode 30, or past episode 30 now, because shout out to Black Renaissance Entertainment for episode 30. But now we're on 31. So, whoa, did I introduce that as episode 31?
No.
Yeah.
No, you introduced it as episode 30. This is 31.
I introduced it.
You
Welcome to
introduced
episode
us.
31 of the Our Sins and Woes podcast.
God damn it, man.
Big slip in.
It's a lot going on right now. It really is a lot going on right now. But our returning guest from the first episode. How you been, man?
You know, I've been good. I've been working a lot. Definitely not sleeping a lot, but working a lot.
Story of my life.
But yeah, man. Other than that, like I can't really complain. Yeah, nothing. I'm healthy, as far as I know. Knock on wood.
Well,
Knock on a lot of wood.
speaking of complaining,
Oh,
this is
God.
the Absence of Woes podcast, so bitch, I may.
All right.
You know what's funny? A lot has changed since the first episode. I think in a lot of stuff I still stand by. Go to school. But now I'll settle for trade school. My kids can't go to trade school, but I
Okay.
will accept somebody else saying I went to trade school. Fuck Tinder.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not looking for no fuckboys, please. Because I'm fucking them every time.
Why, hello there. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Clearly you've been duped by this trap before. Episode 2, I was definitely on some like, I'm okay with white people saying nigga. Now I'm like, nah, don't call me stupid. So, episode 3, I didn't trust women. Ah, no, that hasn't changed.
I thought you were about to say they look
I don't trust these women. Shout out to mac and cheese. But
Shit.
yeah, we're gonna be getting that one off a couple times this episode.
Not trusting women thing. You can stretch that out a little bit. Like, I just make it exclusive to any, female in general. So that way I'm not being just, I don't know, sexist.
You don't trust toddlers?
If it's a female, I don't trust it. It could be a dog. I don't trust it. If it's a cat, I don't trust it. If this is a female gender, untrustworthy. There's going to be some skepticism there.
You're that guy with a girl dog and you walk backwards when you walk out of the house because you don't want to take your eyes off her.
Exactly. I never know what she's gonna do. Literally, she could at this point, she's a really good dog, but still.
Shout out to Rue.
Yep. Big shout out to Rue. But
She'll be listening to this podcast when it comes out.
if she walks out of the room, I'm still peeping to see what she's doing because I just don't trust her. Now, I'm not saying if it was a guy dog, I might be different. I just don't trust dogs in that sense in general. Actually, if it was a guy dog, I definitely wouldn't trust his ass because who knows?
Because guy dogs are.
Little
guy dogs.
Little guy puppies are, the little baby boy puppies are actually assholes.
They're niggas.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. But I just don't, I'm like, what you doing? I know you're good, but you're probably just going in there to lay down, but I don't trust your ass. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why I won't get birds. Because I can't have girl birds. Because I wonder what they're doing in my house. Because I really want birds. But I wonder what they're doing in my house when I'm not here.
Okay, yeah, that was
Especially if they were females.
That was I didn't know that you
Exactly.
were birds, so I was just
Why is my top drawer of my nightstand open? What are you bitches looking for? Who unlocked my phone while I was gone? And I would just be sitting there screaming at a bunch of canaries. Like,
They looking around frantically. He's on to us. Telling you, bro.
Who's shitting the food? But I think things have changed. You know what? It's funny. I think my interactions in day-to-day life are a lot different because I don't want to say I don't fuck with the same people that I used to fuck with because obviously you're back for another episode and you're not the only recurring guest.
But
Shout out to
Mac
Afia.
and
Shout out
cheese.
to Money Malk. Shout out to who the fuck else came back twice?
Q?
No, he didn't.
I don't know yet.
Shout out to everybody that has returned. Penrose came back. And there'll be a couple more guests coming through if the schedule works out right. But going back to that, I think the way I interact with people is a lot different because I can't have the same conversations I used to have with my friends because at this point, it's funny because it's only been a year, but at this point where we are and where I'm headed and where I moved to, the conversations are different.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, I can. A year's a long time, bro. You can change a lot in a year.
But I'm like, how long have I known you? Since we were 14, 13?
Oh yeah, I mean, by this point, I think we got this down to a science. I don't think there's no changing at this point. Like, we know how it is. You know what I mean? Like, you already know if it's like a timed event, you nigga, where you?
But see, and that's the thing though, because I feel like I don't interact with people that I call friends anymore. I feel like I interact with business partners, family, and
Facts.
mentors more. Like, it's funny because I'll tell 795 more shit than I'll tell a lot of other motherfuckers. But that's because he's got to catch me on the camera when I'm saying some shit I ain't got no business saying. He'll stop me.
Yeah.
It never works.
Safeguard.
It never works. I'll definitely get my smoke out. Shout out to mac and cheese.
All right.
But
That's the title of this episode.
Shout out to mac and cheese.
That's the title.
We'll see where it goes.
I don't care.
But I'll tell him like a lot of shit because I feel like I can be more of myself, and where I am now, I feel like I can be more of myself on my podcast than I can be talking to my friends.
Yeah, I think that's something that comes along with
Creating a platform.
not even. I was just gonna say the amount of time you spend with them just naturally, just doing the episodes. Like I mean,
him specifically.
yeah, with him specifically, yeah. But as far as like with everybody else, yeah, no, the platform's definitely gonna start making a change. Climb up to the top.
I don't know what you're talking about. We grinding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like, this is gonna be the time when the winds of change, people start picking up on it. It's like
facts, and that's what comes out like where I feel like I'm talking to the business partners more because the business partners are more involved in the Anderson's Woes podcast than like a lot of my friends are. So don't disrespect my friends. Like if it's not your kind of podcast, it's not your kind of podcast. If you're not a podcast person, we've had that conversation.
Yeah.
You're not a podcast listener. So, but the business partners are involved. So I talked to 795. I talked to Penrose. I talked to Deja. Like the people that we are like. There's always a creation of a business aspect. Those are the people that I'm talking to more. And because I try to give my whole self on the podcast.
right. And I mean, I feel like naturally, I mean, it's like you said, it is a business. So I mean, what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Facts.
So I feel like you're always talking with your business partners. I mean, that's not a bad thing. But at the same time,
I mean, sometimes it can bite you in the ass.
You think so?
Yeah, telling your business partners too much about your personal life.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you create a platform based around your personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why with 795, he literally records people for a living.
Facts.
He has to be in your personal life.
Yeah.
Penrose Ames has a podcast. Deja's working on a podcast. Like there's these people are like creating platforms where they base things around their personal life. So that creates space. It creates a different kind of comfortability. It's never a question like I don't really feel comfortable telling you that information. I'm gonna tell you whatever the fuck because most of it I'm gonna say on the podcast, unless 795 stops me. So
I'm not going to though.
But we've already. I was
because
say.
you do say just say it more than anything else now.
I'm about to say, you already said he's a fail safeguard. Like, what do you mean? Unless he stops you, we're not going to throw that out.
It's nice in theory. Take that part out.
You're talking about something if that situation that'll never occur.
That'll never happen.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I completely gave up on that.
Yeah.
I was like, just go ahead and say it.
It'll be like every time I'd be like, he's like, just say it. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'll and there's people that I never really talked to before. Like shout out to Frank the host and shout out to Team Fan Swap. But like even I've hit up Frank the host. I never used to talk to him before he came onto the episode. Like it'd be a one and done. Like I'm going through social media, commenting on this, send him a message every here and there. But like after he came on for an episode, and I realized where his mindset was, like what his goals is. I was like, okay, when I have questions about certain things, because he's been in the networking world a lot longer than I have, especially in the location we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I have a question about this. I'm gonna hit up him before I hit up like a friend.
Facts. And like honestly, that's probably like I would say that's like one of the most beautiful things about this. Like just making that connection. What?
You about to cry?
No, actually, I had something in my eye, but I'm trying to get it.
Same excuse.
Wait. All right. Don't try to play me. You wear contacts. You know what I'm
Shout out
talking about.
to my best friend's wife. So this motherfucker. So we went over to celebrate. A quick segue. We went over to his house to celebrate his birthday. I had to kidnap him all day, so took him some shit. We gonna have fun doing. We went go karting.
Right.
And got haircuts and then went go karting because nigger them first.
Yeah.
Then we did the white boy shit. So we got haircuts and then we went go karting. So we get back to the house. She got him a nice gift. It was a bunch of like, cause he's a big superhero geek, which I'm sure we'll touch on before the night's over. He's a big superhero nerd. So she's got him all this little shit, like a box of like, she's got him a Flash t-shirt and it's some Flash baby gear. And then she got him a Hulk t-shirt, some baby gear. Black Panther t-shirt, Black Panther baby gear. And keep in mind, before you start opening this gift, disclaimer, I had my contacts in and my contact was bothering me because I just got a haircut. You know how that works. You just get fucking hair, or you just get a haircut and you got contacts in, you're going to get hair in your eye. Mm-hmm. So, my contact was bothering me before he started opening the gift. So I went in the bathroom before he started opening the gift. And I came out. My contact was still fucking with me. But I was like, he's opening his gifts. I got to be here for it. Halfway through him opening the gifts, I had to make the statement. For the record, I'm not crying. My contact is just fucking with me. And his wife was on FaceTime with his mother. And she aims the camera at me and says, "This bitch crying. Oh, this bitch crying. Screenshot, 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 screenshot. Can you believe this little bitch crying right now?" And halfway I wanted to cry because I was being called a bitch. And there were pictures being taken.
Damning evidence. It's irrefutable.
I couldn't come out of there. So now my feelings are hurt because this might get out to the world.
But now explain now explain why she did that though. Why
because she hates me. Long story short. I remember the first time I had to give her the talk down. I was like, "Hey, let's go step outside real quick." We was at a salsa night with mac and cheese and some other people. Shout out to my homegirl. That was also there. But it was me and my best friend, his wife, my homegirl, mac and cheese. And I had to pull her outside. It's like, "Why do you like my nigga?" Wow, that sounded really gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
But I was like, "What do you see my best friend?" And she genuinely said, "He's just different. Like, I've never met a person like that." And I'm like, "Nigga, that's called weird." That's the word you're looking for. But nah, she was like, "If there's anything that he shows is that he genuinely just cares." So I was like, "All right, fine. I guess I'll let you slide on this one." And then after a while, we started hating each other. So it was a perfect relationship. I was like, "This is the one for you."
Crazy.
As long as I don't like her, we're good.
No, I've definitely that's like the worst situation to be in. Like I hate it because it's like, of course you taking pictures, that's gonna last forever. I can't. Oh, your contact was bothering you. That picture really don't. Your eyes all red and puffy, like.
But it was one eye.
Yeah, I mean, well, real ones know. I know what you're talking about because I've been in that situation, just squinting. Just leaking over, just like.
There's a Washington tear. A glory tear.
I promise I'm not crying, y'all. I just can't see right now.
So, but yeah, there's been and one of the reasons, and this isn't a shot coming at none of my. Let me word this very carefully.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say none of my friends because it's not a plural thing. It's a friend and previous associates. Let me put it that way. And it's not a shot at a friend and previous associates, and I hope he doesn't take it that way. But you know, if he does take it a certain way, he wouldn't understand because it isn't on the podcast. That's a shot. Smoke. Me and one of my friends have been butting heads because we've been having an argument about something, and the argument is like he's telling me you don't understand because you're not in that position. And that brings up the argument like, can you have an opinion about something you don't have any personal experience with? I would say yes. But I would say the defending end would argue, it will pick and play.
I mean, technically speaking, you can have an opinion about anything. Like an opinion, I don't feel like that's something.
Is your opinion valid if you don't have personal experience?
See that's the question. Is your opinion valid? Because I feel like it comes down to what it is you're talking about. Like, because one of my biggest pet peeves is
white people talking about being black.
Not even like for the sense of a profession. All right. In the sense of a profession, like if I come to you and that's your job, I'm not about to come up to you and tell you like how you're supposed to do your job or like how that's supposed to flow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like just because I'm assuming you got the knowledge in that situation.
That's different. You telling somebody a direction and how not a direction on how to like you telling somebody how to do their job.
Okay.
But you have an opinion on something. You saying something you think something is wrong. And you don't have any personal experience with it. Like, let me put the backstory out there where it's like, if, because the argument is I don't have any kids. So I'm not allowed to speak on parental situations. And it's like, well, I have enough experience, first of all, like, interacting with enough parents. Yeah. I can walk out and see, like, hey, if the heroin drug dealing mom is never at home, she's probably a bad mom. You're probably not going to tell me I can't say she's a bad mom because I don't have any kids.
I feel like in that situation, 100%, your opinion can be validated. I mean, just because you don't personally have kids doesn't mean that you don't know other people. Yeah, you also have other people. I mean, we know people who have kids. You can base what they would do in that situation off of what was like. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, all right, so y'all both do have kids. Like, so what is like? If I agree with this person and like he does have kids. So, now is his opinion invalid because what does he not have enough kids?
I think people will only validate your opinion if it justifies whatever they're talking about. Like if I come out and say cancel culture, but if I come out and say yeah, we have to disclaim that before we say something that's going to get us canceled. If I come out and say something along the lines of, oh, gay people have it bad in America. They're treated unequally. Then every gay person would say, yes, thank you for understanding. But if I say, hey gays, you ain't got it that bad. Well, how could you can't speak on that. You're not gay. You don't understand. So it's the feminist argument too. Shout out to you fake feminist bitches. But
yikes, how do you tell a fake from a real?
If they say me plus.
Okay.
That's a fake feminist. If they say equal plus, that's a fake feminist.
Okay.
If it's like one and a remainder of two, fake feminist.
Okay.
If it's just one, then real feminist. If they say I just want equal rights, but if they say I want equal rights plus I want tampons to not be free because I didn't choose periods.
Okay.
That's an argument. Women have argued that they shouldn't have to pay for tampons because they didn't choose to have, the first of the month.
But that's been around for so long that like clearly there has to be other options besides tampons. So it's not
Birth control?
What?
The ones that fuck you up and don't give you periods?
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying like before the tampon was created, women were still having periods. They were figuring it out back then. You always can revert back to medieval methods.
Caveman?
I'm just saying, like, not even like caveman. I'm just saying, like I gotta look this shit up.
Medieval methods.
Hey man, I'm just you know what I'm saying though, right? Like they were using cloths or something, so it's not
just
like
bleeding your dress, queen.
Yeah, you don't have to buy a tampon. It might be an uncomfortable situation for you and embarrassing, but that's a
smaller sacrifices, bigger
yeah, that's for your own sake. That's how you want to be viewed in public, girl. You can't put that on me.
I hate this nigga so much.
I'm just saying.
Oh shit! But no, it comes back to that like, if I say women are treated horribly in the women are treated horribly in the workplace, but then every woman will be on my side. They will agree with that. But then if I say, women, y'all ain't got it that bad. Y'all got it easy. Then every woman is at my neck. So you can have an opinion about something you have no experience with, like being gay or being a woman. Yeah. But as long as you're siding with that person, nobody says shit.
Fair enough.
Because had I sided with the people that I was having a dispute with about this situation, I'm sure they wouldn't have told me, well, you don't understand because you don't have any kids. I'm pretty sure that conversation would have never happened. I'd be like, you know what, I totally agree with everything you're saying, and I think blah, 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 blah.
So the fact that you didn't have kids was actually irrelevant.
It was 100% irrelevant.
Because if you agreed with them, they would have came to you and been like, you know what, no. You can't actually talk on this. Even though you're agreeing with me, you can't talk on this because you don't have kids.
Yes. No, nobody would ever say that. Nobody.
Now I have to actively start practicing this. Because this is about to be amazing. I'm about to throw people for a whole loop. Like, could you even imagine? Hey. I don't need you siding with me. You can't speak on this subject. Like, what?
They start showing in the protest where all the white people are at the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, hey, I don't care if you're on my side or not. Right. Shut the fuck up, you non-black.
Right. Exactly.
It's the non-black.
Mexicans at the Black Lives Matter movement, you don't get it. You don't understand. No, Black lives, not brown.
How dare you? How dare you act like you know our struggle? Yeah, that actually sounds ridiculous. Now that you mentioned it, my opinion only gets validated if I'm agreeing with somebody.
Facts,
God
bro.
dang it.
Facts. Whether you have zero personal experience and you know what's funny? If you disagree with somebody and you have personal experience, they will subcategorize that experience. Like I say, oh man, it's hard to feed a kid. And I have a kid and you have a kid. And I say that to you. It's hard to feed a kid. And you say, no, it's not. And I say, well, you have more money than me. So you don't understand that it's harder for me to, like, you'll subcategorize that shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Unless you agree 100% with what somebody's saying, you're not allowed to speak on your thoughts on it.
Well, there's always a way to find, with people, with us always, us
swindle
all being
them into
different.
understanding.
Yeah, but it's all being different naturally. There's always going to be some difference between me and you. Like, well, I mean, you don't understand because your left foot isn't slightly bigger than your right foot. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, oh, yeah.
You don't understand because your hair is cut at a number 2 and mine's cut at a number 1. So you don't understand how heat would affect, like, you're arguing like why winter makes your head cold. And the person has a number 2 and you have a number 1. It's like, nigga.
This conversation just changed my whole life. Like, I don't think you understand. I don't think this realization, like, oh dang, like. Brother. So now I'm thinking back, like, has there been times where people have given me their opinion and I've just been like, that don't line up with what I said.
Think about anytime you argue with a woman.
Okay.
Most of them end with you don't understand because you're not a woman.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm thinking of one woman in particular, and that's not how most of them end. That one actually doesn't come up very often. So, but there's other things that are exclusive to her. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, like, what do I say in that situation? Yeah, I have no response. I'd be like, stun grenade, god dang it. How'd I get caught here again? What did I do wrong?
Why did I get a fucking phone call?
Is that my phone ringing?
Nah, you good. Have a good day.
That really was unnecessary. Oh my god.
But anyways, yeah, no. People expect you to side with them, and if you don't, you better be expecting them to, like, tell you that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you're not living their life.
Like, from now on, going into any situation, if I ever give my opinion, I already know, like, if it's against what that person's saying, there's no way they're going to validate what I'm about to say. I got to prepare for the smoke coming.
Now that I'm talking about it and how much thought you're giving to it, I'm going to walk into every conversation from this point on and instantly agree. And then I'm going to see how they react.
Yeah.
And then if they don't say, well, I'm glad that you agree with me, but you can't really speak on it.
Because you don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny when it comes to like episode
situation.
30. Welcome to episode 31 of the Our Sense of Woes podcast. I gotta make sure I get that out because I feel like I really fucked it up in the beginning. So I just remember what number we're on. But in episode 30, when we did the roundtable special, we talked about abortion. It's like, hey, we're guys. We're not allowed to talk about this. And we have to disclaim that before. Even though a lot of what we said, outside of the fact that I've said that I hate the "it's my body, it's my choice" saying. I'm not disagreeing with it. I just hate to hear it. But most of what we were saying as a roundtable, a lot of pro-choice people would agree with. But had we said some shit that they disagreed with, well, you don't know what it's like to carry a baby for 9 months. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. You don't know what it's like to be a child.
That's actually one of those things I'm very thankful I don't have to know what it's like. Because the whole
what
science behind it is scary to me.
You know what a woman will never say to you? You don't know what it's... If she doesn't have any kids, she'll never say you don't know what it's like to raise a child. Because if she gives birth, then both of y'all have to raise a child, so she can't use that argument anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's, never ending. It's never ending. No, but the science behind that whole birth... organs move. What?
They put it on a table.
What?
Yeah, like if you get a C-section, they pull your shit out and put it on a table.
I'm talking about while the baby is inside, like the whole, like everything in here gets rearranged.
Yeah, they what's a movie? It's a bunch of superhero movies where like, you know, like when Blonsky turned into Abomination and you saw his back doing all kind of weird shifty shit. Yeah, it's like that.
All right. All right.
Pregnant women are super soldiers gone wrong.
Wow.
Comedy style. Comedy fucking style.
I mean,
it's a joke.
Yikes. Yikes.
It's a joke.
I'm over here singing in my head too. I'm like, yeah, like a Bobby's like crack, crack. Yeah, I remember that. Wait a minute.
Comedy style. But anyways, speaking of expectations. Get your smoke off.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. Maybe this might just be me, but customer service versus customer interaction or customer expectations. Like, and when I say that, I mean like
what you give the customers as opposed to what they expect.
Exactly. Or like maybe even just like the experience, or maybe it's not necessarily like you're giving them something. Like if you go to an establishment and leave, like what you're expecting to happen while you're there. For example, if I walk into a restaurant and they're like, yo, it's going to be an hour-long wait. If it's Friday night at dinner time, I'm expecting nothing less.
Right.
But there's some people that will walk into that restaurant and be upset. Like, this is ridiculous. Why do you guys only have this many people working? Or why is this being done this way? And I don't know. I'm confused on how that dynamic of people even exist. Like, how do you walk into that? How is it like? I guess it's the lack of perception that humanity as a whole might have is what I'm starting to understand. This. Let me give you a little bit of background on this.
Because I was just gonna answer that with people just don't give a fuck what you have going on as opposed to what they want.
But all these people have jobs. Everybody has a job. Well, except for the homeless people.
But when I'm not working, you shouldn't be fucking working. Even if I need you to work for me during my time off.
Wait.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
And you better fucking agree. Because if you don't understand what it's like to have a nighttime job.
Oh my gosh.
I think I got a different spin on that episode name.
I think it's gonna be you don't understand mac and cheese.
You don't know what it's
That's
like.
Definitely not what we're going with it, but it was a good play. Shout out to mac and cheese.
Yeah, no, dude. I don't.
That's literally what it is. Like, fuck what you have going on. I need this right now. And I don't understand why you're not going through every leap and bound to please me. Bro, I work at an airport. I know that people will do... This is what pisses me off the most about the airport. It's like, I come from an aviation background.
Right.
I have degrees in aviation. I've been working in aviation for 10 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I watch people talk about, okay, like when it comes to aviation, like shit is federally mandated.
Right.
It's black and white. There's no in between.
Right.
It's black and fucking white.
Right.
That's how you keep people alive.
Uh-huh.
So when people talk to me about gray areas, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
When it comes to safety.
Right. When you're talking about keeping people safe, I'm like, why is that a gray area kind of thing? No, like, no, it's black and white print. And then it's all about, well, we have to please the customers. And that's not just like the airline customers, like the people that are paying to fly, but it's also like the companies that are involved around the airports that you're at. Yeah. So it's all about like, I'm going to cut corners to please, and if you're not willing to cut corners, you're the bad person. I fucking hate this world. Also, shout out to fucking Joe Biden for winning the presidency. Yikes. Not really shout out because like
I don't think he's won yet.
Like, technically, he's won.
Yeah.
No, there hasn't been a defeat conceded, right?
Yeah, they already.
Bruh.
Are we still waiting on him to concede?
Bruh, which is hilarious because Daily Show has been on Fox News' ass. They have been on their ass heavy as fuck because when Donald J. Trump won the Big 4 or 5, everybody was sitting here like, oh, the fucking liberals are being a bunch of sore losers. I neither register as a liberal or conservative, so hold my fucking dick if you're gonna assume that I'm all like Democrats, far left. Hold my dick, okay? But anyways, I swing, but also with your bitch. But that was only to the people that assumed that I was a liberal. But don't put me in a box. Yeah, super aggressive, but don't put me in a box politically. But Fox News was talking about how like everybody on the Democratic side is being super sore losers. Like, just give up. Just why you fighting it? Just accept the loss. And like, here we are 4 years later. The guy won't even concede. That's something you do the night the results are called in. We are 4 days after this shit. And this nigga still in the house like, no, I ain't lose. His Twitter has been popping.
The race is still going.
His Twitter has been popping off the fucking charts since this shit. So.
I love it.
Where did we come from off that? I'm sorry.
I don't know how we ended up in that,
Sore losers.
It's amazing to say because I caught that and was like, what? Yes, the expectations of customers versus. So let me get this straight. Let me give you a scenario basically. Let's say you go into 7-Eleven, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a line of people in front of you, and there's only one person working the register. Are you the person who gets upset? Starts yelling at that person or like get short with that person?
With the cash register person or the person in line that has a bajillion 6 things at 7-Eleven? Like if you have more than 10 items, if you have more than 10 items at 7-Eleven, I have a problem.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a whole different conversation because 7-Eleven isn't Walmart. So yes, you're right. I get it.
7-Eleven like they're fucking Walmart.
I get it. Yeah.
I get it too. Like there's been times where I bought the 7-Eleven, bought body wash, gloves, a hot dog, beer, and an energy drink, and it's like. Nigga, you're not at Walmart. Like, settle down. Like,
but that's probably an emergency situation. That's not like a because those sound like essentials. Emergency essentials right there. Yeah, but that's an emergency situation. That's not on an everyday basis. You should be walking in there buying like more than 10
different items.
Yeah, like what? No.
So that's the one person I would get mad at.
Especially,
I wouldn't get mad at the cash register person.
I would also say that's super situational because if you live right across the street from a 7-Eleven.
I'm still not grocery shopping at the 7-Eleven.
No, I get that, but it might be more convenient for you to run there to grab something really quickly that you need.
To grab something really quickly. Not
so I get that, but not like
If your local 7-Eleven has a cart, move. Like if they have a cart, like they have little hand baskets next to the door, move.
The only thing I will say to that with COVID, of course, some Walmarts now being closed that weren't previously closed, but 7-Eleven been kicking strong.
Yeah.
First of all, if you walk to 7-Eleven and there's hand baskets there and you pick up one, you're not an efficient shopper. And that's why you're broke during COVID.
Wow.
Wait. What?
Body wash costs $3 at Walmart, and it costs $6 at 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, no, I'm hip. That's what I'm saying. Like, it really makes no sense to go grocery shopping at 7-Eleven at all, because everything's double. Like,
Facts.
the only reason I see you doing that, the only reason I see you doing that is if Walmart is closed and you need it, at that time.
But you don't need toothpaste, body wash, gloves, a hot dog, a 6-pack, energy drink, coffee, and
everything
the
else is
pills that
7-Eleven
boost your
offers.
dick. You don't need all of that the same night. Especially if you got the pills.
Pick a struggle, nigga.
Right?
Pick a struggle. You can't have them all.
I don't know. Some people be down bad, bro. They might need all that night, bro. You know,
God, yeah.
Bro, what do you need gloves for? And the same time you pick a dick pill up.
Again, you never know what they into.
Take this shower right quick. Snip me on my gloves. Get dressed.
Oh my god.
Necessary stuff.
Pre-game, and then take an energy drink to last the rest of the night.
Pop my pill. I done found me one. I done found me a victim. Yeah, let me stop.
All right.
Bro.
So, getting mad at the sales associate.
Yeah, would you be mad?
No, I wouldn't.
Ever, right?
It depends. Are they at the counter?
Yeah.
Okay, because I walked in 7-Eleven earlier today, and 2 dudes were sitting there stalking the fucking candy. And it's like, nigga, you heard the ding when I walked in.
Now, I feel like that's a realistic expectation. Like, if you walk in and it's just you in there, there's 2 other people, and nobody's making any motion.
So I have to jingle my keys for you to acknowledge that I'm
right, yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That shouldn't
But if
happen.
there's 10 people and there's 1 person working, I don't expect you to move at 100 miles per hour.
But I've
80
seen
miles
people,
per hour, but not 100.
I've heard people be upset, like, well, why isn't this? Why isn't this? Like, why aren't you better? Like, why aren't you doing this? It's just you here? Like, I mean, clearly, dickhead.
The caucasity of some people.
Fair enough. I am speaking. You know what? Never mind. Problem solved. I think I can cope now.
And you don't understand because you're not white. So you don't understand.
I can never understand
speedy expectations in an establishment. Mm-hmm. Shot your whole shit down just now.
Me coming from the people that wasn't allowed at certain establishments at one point in time. You know what? Just being able to walk in the door is a blessing. Who be I to come in and expect good customer service, speedy shit?
Hey, yo. What? I can drink from this fountain too.
Holy shit! You know what? No wonder.
Take your time, man. If I gotta stand in this line for 30 minutes, I'm just glad I get to stand in line next to this person.
Thanks for not calling the dogs to get the fire hoses. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, sir. I will wait. You guys want to go ahead of me? I got AC in here too. This is crazy.
Holy shit. You can just smoke off?
Yeah, no, I'm good now. It's like it's all becoming
clear.
It's all becoming clear. Yeah, the clarity I'm getting from this episode is crazy. Just starting off with like my opinions and like now knowing that if I don't agree with somebody, my opinions get shot to shit anyways. Either A, keep it to myself or be ready to come back with more smoke. Like,
no, it's either A, be ready to get shot down, or B, put yourself in that same situation. The exact same. It can't be slightly similar because they're gonna say you don't understand.
Wait, how much money you make? All right, I gotta make sure. Gotta make sure that adds up.
If you're $1 off, you don't understand because you made $1 more.
You make more than me.
So the first time you came through, we talked heavy on Black excellence. Holy fucking shit. That was back when we were still celebrating Killmonger.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And Scar. We were definitely celebrating Scar, which is hilarious because somebody brought up to the fact that like, I don't think it was you, but somebody brought up the fact that I don't know why they used Lion King as a reference point. That's why I thought it would be you. But it was talking about how like everybody that Donald J. Trump associated with while he was president, and it was it was my career mentor, the actual person that I look up to when I'm having. God damn. Okay, that was an unnecessary shot.
Yikes. Yikes.
No smoke. We're friends. We're friends, but not the rest of y'all I don't give a fuck about. But that was directed. But but anyways, so my mentor said, hey, we were talking about the election because I was like, yeah, they should do a recount because if you recount, it's the seasoning off the elbow. And he said, yeah, but you know what that's gonna put him in a situation with? You ever seen Lion King when the hyenas turned on Scar? It was like, oh shit! Like,
yeah,
they really are gonna come for him after this. It's like, dude, you were the highest power in all the lands, and
yeah,
now you're not. Now we're coming for you.
Yeah.
So this should be fucking entertaining. But that was what we talked about last time. Black excellence has come a long way. Shout out to Mary Jane Watson for being black.
Hell
which
yeah.
I have a fucking issue with.
Why?
Hell yeah.
I don't like when you blackface white characters.
Oh, okay.
That's my issue with that.
So
She's not fully black.
and I mean, you know, we've talked about this before.
Zendaya's a nigga.
Yeah, you don't have a name like Zendaya, you don't claim niggerdom. You will put the nigga tribe over there somewhere. No doubt.
Zendaya's a nigger.
Yeah.
I don't like when you blackface white characters. Just make a new character.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this before.
Yes.
And
I still disagree.
yeah, but I just feel like whenever you do put that blackface on that character, you're making that character a black person for eternity.
You're pandering.
I don't think it's
Okay. Let me ask you this. You've seen Endgame.
Right.
Because we've talked many times about Endgame.
Okay.
By the way, that is the most disrespectful movie of my entire life.
Yep.
Never seen a more disrespectful movie.
100%.
I don't know what bitch thought she was the shit by coming in and headbutting a ship to death, but that was disrespectful. Shout out to Captain Marvel.
Yep. Leader of the Marvel universe. The movie. Wait, what is it? MCU?
Yeah.
Yes. She's leader MCU right now. Ain't nobody putting hands on her, but that's a different topic.
Thor got fat.
Yeah.
You know,
Did that
women
make a
gotta wait for a
difference,
nigga to
though?
go overweight before they can step into power. Yikes! That was a joke. Comedy style.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, if Chris Hemsworth stayed in the gym, Captain Marvel would have never got her spotlight. Comedy style. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Captain Marvel's, she's that very empowered woman. That very empowered. Yeah, no, I can't empower white women no more because the woke movement and Bill Burr. So yeah, no, fuck. No, if it was a black woman, I would have been acceptable of it.
Actually,
That's a joke. That's a joke. But
honestly, I'm done with you. I'm done with you right now.
But no, the most disrespectful movie of all time. But you can't tell me that when all those tubes popped up and Black Panther, Shuri, and Michonne came out that. God damn, I guess I'm doing that. Michonne came out of that fucking the loop tube, and then Falcon flew out of the loop tube. You can't say that scene wasn't pandering.
It was.
Why would you say it was?
Those are the least fucking characters you care about those characters the least in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Out of everybody that got snapped away, you gave a fuck about Michonne and Falcon?
I think it was for the on your left comment.
No.
It was for. I'm pretty sure it was for the on your left comment. That's what it was. It was just a callback.
It's because the black guy said on your left, so we got to bring out 4 black people during this moment. You don't think that was pandering? You don't think they were trying to appease to a black crowd?
Okay, I can see that.
Okay, so my next moment is when. Now this is what pisses me off because real talk, Captain Marvel was that bitch in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
When she came out, and Tom Holland, who is still today the greatest fucking Spider-Man and Peter Parker, both.
Strong disagree.
Neither here nor there. Greatest Peter Parker and Spider-Man to ever play the character outside of Neil Patrick Harris.
Right?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I give you that one, but that's it. Which is hilarious because can't say that because I'm not gay. But anyways.
Because you wouldn't understand?
Because I wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. Nah, there's no way in hell.
But when Tom Holland came on and said, I don't know how you're going to get it through all those people, and you came with some of the most C-list, these motherfuckers look like extra in a, you know how like when a play gets really popular, and then like the main characters or the main actors from that play like decide to move on with other things. Now you have this B-list characters of
to replace.
They
those
look
actors.
like the extras in the B-list Broadway.
Like the B-listers have gotten
who the
have started
fuck
to
wants to see Pepper Potts fight?
Wow.
Are you Mantis? Mantis.
I mean, honestly, I did question that. I'm like, why?
Pandering. And the crazy thing was, what did Captain Marvel do with that? She bulldozed through everything. Mm-hmm. She sped past the people that were supposed to be supporting her. Head first. Pandering.
Yikes.
Because you're trying to appease both the black crowd and the woman crowd.
So I will say, you don't think maybe they did that because when it came down to the snap, black people was probably the most upset because they had just given us Black Panther?
I believe it. What did
took
Jordan
it away.
say? Oh, fuck this.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think maybe they were
didn't
like, all
care.
right, look, these black people have been going crazy about Black Panther being stripped away from them.
I didn't care
Bring
about
them
Black
niggas
Panther
back
being
first.
snapped away because I'm a comic book fan.
Right.
And as somebody that's very well involved in the comic books and who's been around the MCU since before, because let's be honest, a lot of you niggas didn't start watching the Marvel movies until Black Panther came out. Shit, a lot of you niggas didn't own dashikis until Black Panther came out.
Yeah,
I don't understand why, because Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood was the moment to own a dashiki.
Yep. Yep, it's been around.
So, but because I've been so invested in this for so fucking long, yes, the moments that are gonna hit me the hardest is when Tom Holland fades away, because he's a very entertaining character. When Peter Quill disappears away, he's a very entertaining character. When Groot fades away, Groot has been a very entertaining character from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then when he came out in Infinity War. Like, those are the people that are hitting me. So when Black Panther dies, I'm like, nigga, I didn't even like your character in Black Panther.
Yikes.
I liked Black Panther because I liked all the other characters. Thought he was a very vanilla character. I said that before and I'll say it again. But he was a very vanilla character in that movie. But he was the one, I didn't care, like, because I'm not looking at, like, I hate to say that I don't see color shit, but, like, I wasn't saying, oh, man, the nigga's gone. Because Falcon was still there.
Yeah.
Shows you how much I care. So.
I mean, so, for me, I didn't care because I was like, I mean, these
we
niggas
know
are
they're
coming
back.
Yeah, like, what's the point?
But
Like, being upset.
I understand, but that's pandering. If you're trying to appease to the crowd that just got involved in the MCU because they watched Black Panther, that screams pandering.
I can't really speak to that one. I gotta go back. I gotta rewatch the movie and reanalyze it.
Let me put it like this: the people that were cheering when Black Panther came out of the boom tube, is that trademarked? Who cares?
Yeah, BoomTube is definitely trademarked.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it's definitely trademarked.
But whenever they came out of the loop-de-loop hole,
now I gotta watch Doctor Strange to figure out if they actually called that something. Like, what do they say for that?
like the ring of transportation or some shit like that. Yeah, but
whatever. Besides the point.
Facts. But the people that were cheering when Black Panther, the people that went as soon as you saw Black Panther walk out and went, "Whoa, yeah!"
Black Panther was their first movie. It was their first Marvel introduction.
The same people that cheered when that shit came out were not the same people that cried when Iron Man died.
Fair enough.
That's very true.
That is definitely true. I would say, so like when you started saying like the characters that you like when they faded away, I definitely thought you were going to take a different approach with the characters you started with. Because when Tom Holland faded away, that actually hit me, but it wasn't because of him being entertaining. It was more so just because
the connection between him and Iron Man.
Yeah, like the emotional.
Oh, no, I was just talking
distraught.
shit. You don't think he's the best Spider-Man.
Oh.
It was just me taking a shot. But no, the interaction between them when he faded away because he had the most.
Right. The emotional distraught that caused that, like, and the way he portrayed it, like,
and that's the way it held on for a while.
Yeah, and with Groot and Rocket being next to each other, like that hit. I was about to say for Peter, I was just like,
Peter was a very entertaining character.
He is entertaining
as a character. He had a lot of charisma.
He is entertaining, but I had enough entertaining people left to where it was going to be all right if he was gone. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like, if it was a Guardians movie and Peter disappeared, we got a problem. With Avengers, we got plenty of other. We still got Ant-Man. He's still floating around there.
Fair enough.
You bring back Fat Thor, I can definitely rock with that. That's entertaining enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
compared to the non-snap away competition, yeah, you were good.
Like, especially considering it came out after Ragnarok. Like, Ragnarok kind of sealed the deal that Thor could carry the comedy side of things for me to be entertaining enough for me by himself.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that movie is hilarious. That Thor scene, I know they took that from Undercover Brother.
Yeah.
When
most definitely.
When he was going down, he was at the barbershop.
Yeah.
And he was just, who are you, black woman? You the devil, ain't you? Oh, I knew you was gonna take me to hell. I'm so sorry, Jesus. That was like, I'm pretty sure, like, who directed that movie?
I don't know. Probably the same person who did Undercover Brother. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
It was the same fucking scene. Look at white people stealing from niggas again.
I knew that joint was about to be off the chain from the very beginning when they showed he was talking to a skeleton that whole time and his jaw dropped. I was like, oh yeah, this movie has unlimited comedy potential. Like, this is the introduction. From there on, I was like, yo.
This most subtle moments is funny because, like, my little brother, well, not my little brother, shout out to that nigga 21 now. Yeah, but he's not a drinker, so I can't get him fucked up. But it's funny because when he was like 5 or 4 or 5, 6, something like that, that nigga used to say, what was the scene from that movie where it was like, what the fuck? Chief! That's what he used to say when the chief promoted the white she-devil to the Brotherhood. And Dave Chappelle looked at and said, what the fuck? Chief! And like, when we was watching that, I'll never forget it. We were sitting around the living room table. We had a little TV on the wall. And right when Dave Chappelle was saying it, my brother was reciting because he had the movie on DVD. So right when Dave Chappelle was saying, he was saying it at the same time. And you know it's funny, but you also like, hey nigga, you can't do that. I mean, I can't do that because I'm not a parent, because I don't understand what it means to be a parent. But when my stepfather
just pop out a kid and be like, do I get it now? Can I understand it now? Can we talk about this? I still have the same opinion. It's crazy. It hasn't changed.
No, because your kid's not as old as their child.
That's what it is.
It has to be the exact same thing.
You don't understand what it's like to have a 7-year-old. You only have a 6-year-old.
So you're saying, like, no matter what, it's always going to be. So if I wait till I'm 7 and my opinion's still the same, like.
No, because your baby was born in July, mine was born in December.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and pop one out in December and wait till it turns 7. Don't you worry. We're going to get to the bottom of this one.
Even then, it was born at night. I was born during the day. You can't win. You can't win. This is all good.
Yeah.
Shout out to 795 Production for giving me the greatest laugh in the last 10 episodes. The greatest laugh in the last 10 episodes. Shout out to 795 Production.
That's how it works out.
Holy shit. We keep coming back to this and we stick on it for about 3 minutes.
It's funny.
It's hilarious. Don't worry, I got your episode name. I got you. But, no. Going back to the Zendaya shit, I think black-facing white characters is... And that's because I come from the mentality where, like, I like Miles Morales. It's not Peter Parker. It's black. He's half black, half is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, something like that.
Half black, half Puerto Rican. I'm pretty sure it's Puerto Rican. But he's a different kind of Spider-Man. For Spider-Man, it works because Spider-Man is a mantle. Captain America. When Sam Wilson becomes Captain America, it's a mantle, but he's still Sam Wilson. He's still the same nigga, regular ass nigga. But shout out to episode 30. But regular ass nigga. You just like other regular ass niggas. But Ironheart, I can't remember her fucking name. But Ironheart is the little black girl that reverse engineered the Iron Man suit. So she's basically Iron Man, but she's a completely different character. Her intellect works completely different. But she's also a Iron Man because Iron Man's always been a mantle. So I'm fine with you creating new characters, but the argument is, well, it's still a white power. Still a white backstory.
Yes.
I still think it's stupid because superheroes have been around for fucking 80 years.
But that's the problem. Like, superheroes have been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. They already have established superheroes. Mm-hmm. Like, if you you're taking chances every time you branch out. Like, even with Miles Morales, like, that was a gamble that just so happened to play out for him. But it also could have went south, and then we wouldn't be talking about him. Prime example, Fantastic Four. Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. Like,
and we have had that argument because I was like, why don't you just make them both black? And you were like, no, you have to change too much. If you make one character adoptable,
right,
then it's easier to fit into the story as opposed to making them both black. Because that's my assumption. It's like, yo, if you're gonna make Johnny Storm black, make Susan Storm black. Yeah. And he said you have to change too much lore. Or if you make T'Challa white. Ooh. Now you can make a Black Panther white, but it can't be T'Challa. Yeah. Correct. But that's basically what you're saying is you can't whiteface black characters.
No. You can't.
But you can blackface white characters?
Yes.
Why is that a thing?
You are taking over. It's a hostile takeover. Soon, all superheroes will be black. You have little white kids looking like, I want to be Superman for Halloween. And it's just a black dude.
Speaking of white characters being black.
That's not going to happen. Superman's not going to be a black guy.
Superman's not going to be a black guy? No. Superman was a black guy. No. Steel played the role of Superman. First of all, Superman's a mantle anyway. Yeah.
Is it?
Superman is a mantle.
Just like Green Lantern.
Is it?
Just like Green Lantern.
No, Green Lantern is a mantle.
Peace Corps. No, Green Lantern's not a mantle, but it's an organization.
Yeah.
It's a core.
I guess it's the best way. No, the Superman is how.
There's
Superman,
never one Green Lantern, so it's not a mantle.
There is only one Kal-El.
But Kal-El's not the mantle. Superman is. Steel was Superman.
No, he wasn't.
Steel was Superman.
He put on a Superman costume
and claimed himself as Superman until Kal-El came back from the dead after being his shit beaten by Doomsday.
I feel like if you can't do the same things, you can't perform the same tasks that hero did. It's not a mantle. Like Iron Man, that's a mantle.
It's not a super soldier.
Yes, that's correct.
So he can't be Captain America?
Hell no. He doesn't. What made Captain America Captain America? Just because you get the shield passed on to you doesn't mean you're Captain America now. Fuck that.
But he was Captain America.
All right. I guess.
But he literally was Captain America.
He was Sam in a Captain America.
Right.
Because, how do you describe that as what would make it, I guess, for me, for example, I understand how you could say Batman's a mantle. You could pass that on to anybody. You get a little bit of martial arts training in you, send him on out there in the suit.
A couple of bucks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can pass on the Batman suit. Mm-hmm. That's a mantle. You can't pass on
Bruce Wayne.
But you can't pass on the duties of Superman to just anybody. Like, even when John Henry was standing in as Steel was standing in as
that right
Superman.
There is exactly why you're a fucked up human being. Because if Superwoman decided to have a transgender change,
Wow.
and she decided that she was going to play as now a him the Superman role, because you can't tell her, because now she identifies as a man. Now she can be Superman, playing all the duties that Superman plays.
But Supergirl.
Kara L can be Kyle L, and you'll never understand that because you're not a transformed transgender.
All right. However, Supergirl is already extremely overpowered compared to Superman.
Facts.
So I don't even understand why that's even. That's what I mean by like she can already do more. She doesn't fill the same role as Superman.
No, I'm
only Cal does what what Superman does. John Henry might have stepped in, but I can tell you this man wasn't flying around the whole world and saving everybody like Cal was he passing on the mantle, or was he just wearing a suit and flying around and giving people hope for a little while?
That nigga's an immortal.
That's called an imposter in some world. That's not a mental ass. That's an imposter. Like, wait, you're not Superman.
You're not faster than a speedy.
But exactly, like when you say Superman, like I'm expecting certain things. If I'm not getting those things, like, sir, something's wrong here. What do you mean you can't just fly us out of danger? The hell you wearing this suit for?
Fair enough.
Stop.
So there are some roles that can be blackface and whiteface, and there are some roles that can't. That's what I'm getting out of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Wilson can't be Captain America. You can't blackface that white superhero. Unless you make him a super soldier.
Unless you make him a super soldier, yes. But then you would have to give him... I mean, that's you're changing his whole character dynamic, so that's...
Facts.
That's the whole thing. But I don't think Captain America is ever going to be up for debate about being like genuinely blackface. I feel like if somebody else is to be Captain America, it's going to be a different name, because you always want to have that reference that we can refer back that the original Captain America was this white guy.
Some white guy named Steve Rogers.
Yep.
I'm
That's
fine
never
with
going
that
away.
as long as it's like a reference point. I'm fine with you making new characters. I don't like when you replace white characters with black characters.
But I'm not necessarily okay with them making new characters,
because the origin story is repeated in a sense.
yeah, or like what was it? I can't even think of the name of it now. It was a Justice League movie, but it was supposed to be like, basically the basis of it was Superman landed in Mexico City or Mexico, somewhere in Mexico versus.
That was Flashpoint.
No, not Flashpoint.
Where he
In
landed
Flashpoint, he landed in the middle of the United States, like in a city, not off in Kansas on a farm somewhere. In this movie, instead of being landing in America, he landed in Mexico. So it was a Mexican Superman.
Huh.
Funny that this actually proves my point. You don't even know what I'm talking about. This is a whole animated movie, and it didn't do very well
I'm really trying to think of
because
some really creative name to call this nigga, but I can't.
it didn't do very well because also even though this makes zero sense to me, somehow even though Superman was an alien from another planet when he landed in Mexico,
He was still an alien.
wait, he's still an alien, but he now had Mexican features. He was a Mexican alien now. Which threw me off because I'm like, wait a minute. Just because he landed in Mexico and they named him Jesus doesn't mean he still should look like the same Clark Kent that landed in Kansas. Like, his physical appearance shouldn't have changed at all. That's completely besides the point.
But it makes sense because, like, if you think about the mustache that the dude who played Superman in the new Justice League movie, if they would have kept that mustache on instead of digitally editing out, he would have been the Mexican Superman.
But like I said, the movie, you're not very familiar with.
I'm not 100%.
And it wasn't received very well because they tried to take a character who's historically known for being a white guy and making him another race. And it was just like...
Because you changed too much of his origin story.
Yeah, and
like,
they did
Miles Morales still grew up in New York.
They did it with Batman as well, and with Wonder Woman. No, there was...
Not Batman.
Yeah, in this movie. No,
Okay.
in this movie, all three of them had different.
Oh,
origin
so they were
stories.
trying to be
Everybody was like off.
universally pandering. So, anyways, going back to Broadways. And because I thought about this when I was talking to Frank, the host. I have my issues, but I understand. Let me put it like that. I have my issues with you blackface and white characters. And
Let me
blackface
ask
and
you
white
this
characters.
then.
God damn it. I was trying to switch the subject, but go ahead.
A-Train.
What about A-Train?
He's white in the comics. He's black in the boys.
Yeah, but every feature of him says nigga.
What?
Every feature, he runs fast. He's a track star.
I mean,
he does drugs.
Also,
nigga.
All right.
Wow. Not a black person.
That's also
a nigga.
That's also
There's
a
difference.
mantle, technically too.
A-Train's a mantle. Wait,
It's
the 7 character. Wait, or the 7 as a whole, or
No,
A-Train?
A-Train. The A-Train character is a mantle.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like actually confirmed.
Nah, I look at A-Train and I say trap nigga.
All right. Oh, I was just talking about like the fact that he's fast.
No,
he wears a suit and there's the A-Train. That's
white woman, heroin, or other drugs. Runs through bitches. Like he's a trap nigga.
Then goes to the club and slaps her. I mean, you're not wrong.
Comedy style.
That's just all facts. Whether you find it funny or not doesn't change the truth of the matter. Like all the evidence is there. Let me stop.
Take that part out.
All the evidence is there.
But no, I didn't know that A-Train's white. I never kept up on the boys comic books, but
yeah,
you learn something new every day.
Now, granted, in the boys, the A-Train's character isn't anywhere near as involved as in the TV series.
Well, you can't style out a nigga because that would be unpandering. So you have to spotlight him if you make him the show because it's more pandering.
All right, but I mean, we got Mother's Milk. He was a nigga. And he's kind of spotlighted.
He's literally the most, he's the most B-list character out of that whole group.
You think so?
Mother's Milk? Yes.
I can't agree with you on that one.
Who's... Okay, so, the fucking dude that got his ass beat by Bruce Willis in the Red movie. I can't remember his name. The main guy. With the wife.
I know who you're talking
Who doesn't
about.
have a wife anymore.
All right.
Spoiler alert!
I can't.
But the main guy, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The dude that's dating the light bitch.
All right.
Wow.
And Frenchie. It's so bad that Frenchie's the only person I remember because the rest of them were white. Butcher, yeah. Butcher, light bitch's bitch, and Frenchie.
All right.
Mother's Milk definitely comes sideline of all of them.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I'd feel like, I can't say that now. Frenchie is definitely way too useful.
Because he's talking to the mute bitch. The mute Asian girl.
Not even just that, like his mind, bro.
It's ridiculous because he was the one that talked about putting the fucking bomb in what's his name's asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely his idea. Wait, you haven't seen season 2 yet, have you?
I haven't watched all of it.
Okay.
I'm like 2 episodes in.
There's I'm really not.
But I know
anything.
like what happens towards the end because.
Well, I'm not like he also had the idea to make Xanax into like weaponized Xanax in order to knock out a superhero. Just pure creativity. So I can't really.
So Frenchie's that nigga. Butcher's the boss.
Yeah.
And light bitch's bitch is the glue that keeps it all together.
So
Mother's Milk is number 4.
Can we talk about how you're disrespecting a whole nigga, like, or a whole? Oh, not that he's not a nigga. I don't want to confuse. That's not light bitch's bitch. He has a name, and when you say light bitch's bitch, it doesn't even sound like he's a guy. Actually,
but he's the glue.
You were saying that, I was like, man, who's the second girl in the group? wait, where's all these females coming from?
Starlight's bitch.
Oh god,
that's the guy I'm thinking about. What's his name?
Huey.
No, what's his name?
Okay.
I rest my case.
All right.
So, that's the guy from Shaun of the Dead's son.
Yikes. Yikes.
But A-Train was white in the comic books.
Yes.
And I'm fine with you blackfacing that character. Because you didn't have to change it.
But I can tell you right now,
nigga.
If they try to make Mother's Milk into a white guy, outrage.
You think so?
Yeah.
What makes Mother's Milk black?
I don't know. But he's a black person, so he has to stay black. He can't go back. You can't go back. That doesn't happen.
That's a phrase.
So you can make white characters black, but you can't make black characters white.
Correct. 100%. There'll be outrage. Literally. Chaos. The world would go to people who don't even care about comics would be all of a sudden involved.
Yeah, like all the motherfuckers that cheered when Black Panther came out of that fucking loop-de-loop tunnel.
Exactly.
And for this episode 31, I can't with it. You see how stupid this is, right? I get what you're saying. It makes so much sense.
Yes.
But you do understand
Correct.
how stupid it is. Because you're a black guy in America.
But I mean,
But like all the audience that is white people in America would never understand.
they will never understand because they're not
black.
Yeah. Yeah, they would. How dare they? Did you hear somebody say something about this episode that hasn't been released yet? Did they make a comment about it already? I need to talk to them.
I get it. I agree. And there are some people you can, some people you can't. And for the episode 31 plug of the week.
You know what? You just messed
God
up my
damn.
clarity for the day because my opinion clearly differs yours, and somehow you just validated it.
You don't understand because you're 6'2" and I'm 5'9", so you will never understand my Napoleon fucking what's it?
Complex.
Complex.
Yes.
And I will never understand your tall fucking Major League Basketball complex. So, and even if I'm the same height as you, I will never understand it for however long old you are. Many years. Okay? So fuck you. You'll never get it. God, this was good. This is a good way to take one joke and ride that bitch out. Also, shout out to Brittany Renner. Shout out to my exes. Shout out to my non-existent biological father. And shout out to Mac and Cheese. And for the episode 31 plug of the week goes to, holy fucking shit, who is it? Oh, Black Renaissance Entertainment. Shout out to Black Renaissance Entertainment for episode 30. That roundtable special was really good. 2 hours long. Make sure you check it out. Because every odd 10 episodes, we hit social justice issues, and we had a lot of fun with that. So make sure you check that episode out, and make sure you check out Black Renaissance Entertainment, especially Tori Yamaguchi with this song Tongue Tied featuring Father Harris, who was also the episode 28.
Yeah.
Wrong, 27. What is this nigga go for? The episode 27 plug of the week, or episode 27 guest. And Tori Yamaguchi, who is also part of Black Renaissance Entertainment. So it's Tori Yamaguchi plus Father Harris and the song Tongue Tied.
Tongue-tied, yeah. Every time I tell you lies, yeah. Say it read between the lines, no, 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 no. I can see that you're tongue-tied, yeah. Every time I tell you lies, yeah. Say it read between the lines, no, 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 no. We can't go back to the way it was. In your heart and you used it for what it was. All the lies that I thought you were the one. I took a chance and your words were a loaded gun. I'm saving my breath, not playing this game. Moving fast and you hate that I change. Break your heart without saying a thing. I know you hate me, but who's to blame? I know you hate me, but who's to blame? I'm all alone by myself, you can tell me a thing. Empty bottles, broken hearts, just to ease the pain. Tell myself it's okay, but there's nothing to gain. I can see that you're tongue-tied. Every time you tell your lies, yeah. Say I read between the lines, no, no, no.
This ain't echo down. Damn, I can't believe that you tried to deceive me. At my time in need, I gave you all the sweet eat. I gave you all the sweet to smoke. Now that you left, I'm really just all alone. That shit I don't condone. The reasons why you left are truly unknown. We all grown, we not kids. So why you always keep playing all this childish shit? My mom was right about you, but I was head over here, so I had no clue. But I see your true colors. You was good undercover. You said I was your true lover, but you lied and said you wanted to see me suffer. You was not smooth as butter. You's a real hard cutter. I can see the lies 'cause you always stutter. You
good.
Yeah.
This nigga. Alright, Dope Ass track by Toriyama Gucci featuring Father Harris. That song is Tongue Tied. It will be in the SoundCloud playlist. SoundCloud Plug of the Week playlist. Fuck, I always fuck that up. It's too many P's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all my exes, because when I was drilling them, it was just pow, pow, pow. Anyways, shout out to my exes.
Damn,
But you can always find the Plug of the Week playlist on SoundCloud, because that's the only thing you can catch on SoundCloud, because we no longer post episodes on there because we're on every other platform except SoundCloud. Or you just go to yccentertainment.com to find the Plug of the Week playlist. Again, shout out to Zazzle. If you're interested in merch, just hop on there. If you want something specific and you don't see it on there, just leave a fucking comment or a DM or a fucking... I'm not going to say email because it always stresses me out. People are horrible about emails. Email me your Plug of the Week. Okay. Nothing. So that's a shot.
I think you broke him.
Exactly. Motherfucker start buffering like a YouTube video real fast.
Wow.
But anyways.
Wow.
Shout out to Toriyama Gucci and Father Harris, Black Renaissance Entertainment for the Plug of the Week for episode 31. You got any positive notes? Anything to leave out on before we get out of here?
You know, if I can walk away with one positive thing, I can definitely say I am now fully prepared to have my opinion shot down if it does not line up with hers. I'm serious. That is the biggest takeaway, because I already know it would be ridiculous for them to be like, hey, thank you for agreeing with me, but you can't speak on this matter.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. My biggest takeaway from this episode is that, just lie. And say you agree with everything they're saying. So you could flip shit on them when you say, I really didn't agree. I just wanted to see if you were going to be bitch made about the subject. Then to all my millennials, being your age is a sin, and no one wants to hear your woes to everybody else. This has been another episode of the Sins of Woes podcast. Peace.